Addiction, one of the biggest problems in modern society. Most people on Earth in 2024 are, believe it or not, addicted to something. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol or cigarettes. It can be something as simple as TikTok, Netflix, or pornography. I'm sure most people have heard this a lot, but I'm still gonna say it. Social media is kind of a problem. The music industry is kind of a problem. The porn industry is a big problem. Anyway, the purpose of this video isn't to fix the problems. That's not my job. But what I do want to talk about is addiction. Speaking of problems, let's look at society today. We have mental illnesses, ADHD, depression, OCD, etc. Then you look at parents, say they've got a kid who can't focus. It becomes an issue in the child's education, and the parents decide to seek medical help. Soon the kid gets diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. Then he's put on medication. Sad. But wait, look around for a minute. Observe your kid. He's 6, has an iPad, and a bunch of video games he loves a lot. But you decide to take him to school and feed him a math textbook. He doesn't like that very much, so he can't focus. Maybe your kid doesn't have ADHD, maybe he's just distracted. Maybe all those video games aren't helping. Maybe you should take away the medication. Conditions like ADHD are, in my opinion, overprescribed. Are they real conditions? Well, definitely. They are real, brain-altering conditions. Yet they are overprescribed. There have been legitimate cases where people have gone from ADHD patients to world memory champions. While one could easily say that exceptions don't disprove the rule, maybe you're an exception yourself. I don't know. Why don't you find out? Let's get back to addiction. People think they're not addicted to stuff and rationalize their dependency by saying things like, I could stop if I wanted to. But can they really? I, myself, am a bit of a YouTube addict. I usually spend about 30 minutes to an hour consuming tech news, combat sports content, WWE content, or something from the infographic show. I could stop, but I don't wanna. Why? Well, because I'm addicted, of course. The crazy thing about addiction is what it does to your brain. Like, personally, I could come to YouTube with a single intent, post a video. Immediately I'm in, I get sidetracked. It's so bad that I could legitimately scroll for 2 to 3 minutes before remembering why I came here. Addiction rewires your brain. It makes it very difficult to stop. That's why apps like TikTok are particularly heinous. You see, your brain works on a chemical reward system called dopamine. The brain releases dopamine as a reward when you've achieved something. For example, you get a girlfriend and start feeling like top G. All that's missing is a Bugatti. That's dopamine at work. Now, what apps like TikTok do is give you hits of dopamine with those 10-second videos. Literal happiness being injected into your brain with every scroll. It's safe to say that it shouldn't work like that, yet it does, so you're hooked. And speaking of addiction, let's talk about porn. The porn industry is one of the biggest industries on Earth. Fun fact, it's bigger than the NBA, NFL, and MLB combined. It generates a little over $3,000 US a second. Isn't that insane? Pornography has become so accessible, so desensitized, that it's the absolute norm. 1 in every 6 Google searches is porn-related. 20% of mobile Google searches are porn-related, and most of the porn is being watched by men. This is not healthy, but that's not even the worst of it, as some surveys have shown that the earliest age men have been exposed to porn is between 8 and 11. With the age of 8 being in that statistic, it's safe to say that pornography should be a global issue, like an extinction-level threat. It's no surprise people get addicted to this stuff. Like, I myself was exposed to pornography when I was like 10. I remember it quite clearly, actually. So I was on a website, I wanted to download pirated movies, then this pop-up ad hit me. It read something like, Ella is waiting for you, and she's only a kilometer away, with a picture of some lady in a bikini. For context, I'm a few days away from 17, so it hasn't been too long. A similar scenario now happens to 8-year-old humans with completely underdeveloped brains. Pornography is the literal definition of instant gratification. You watch it, receive a shot of happiness, rewire your brain, and repeat the cycle. It is a race to the bottom, and parents should really watch what their children consume. Which brings me to my last point. Earlier in the video, I said the music industry is kind of a problem, which is true, But I mean no hate to the music industry. Like, I'm a big fan of Eminem, big Artie fan, big Burna Boy fan, and the biggest Juice WRLD fan. But here's why I said that. You see, if you listen to the lyrics of some of these songs, they promote some serious rubbish: drugs, alcohol, gambling, and a general hedonistic lifestyle. And I don't know if people know this, but there's no hiding music from children. Another thing that furthers this is a YT short I watched recently. So it was a Juice WRLD interview where he talks about his first exposure to drugs. Surprisingly, he got the idea from a song by Future where he was talking about lean. So he tried it, and when he did that, he was in the 6th grade. This is obviously not Future's fault or anything like that, but all I'm saying is that parents should really watch the content their children consume. They really don't know any better. The link to the Juice WRLD short is in the description below. If you're interested, you can go check it out. That brings me to the end of this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Oh, and just so you know, since it's the only form of entertainment I consume, an hour of YouTube doesn't count as an addiction. Either that, or I'm rationalizing my condition.